He's a big Drake fan, and I'm actually happy to have him on the show because I love Drake as well.
Yeah.
And Drake just dropped a new song, What Did I Miss? So we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we could jump right into it, right? So
let's do it.
Those of us who have been tapped in on X, on Drake's Finsta, which is called Plot Twist, he has been teasing that the Iceman was on the way. So when he put out this Instagram post, be ready at 9 o'clock, people didn't know what to expect. Is it a song? Is it a video? Is it a stream? Is it a steak ad? Is it Drake's newest bet? Nobody knew, right? So I had to do my research. I found out it was going to be some music that was on the way. And the way that he rolled it out was pretty interesting. He did it on a live stream, which is something he's been experimenting with over the past year. You saw him with Aiden Ross. You've seen him with XQC. He's always calling into Kai. He's with Ben the Don. So he's tapped into the streamer world. So I think he used that to roll out this song to try to combine the best of both worlds. And as we got into the song of him actually performing it and driving through the streets of Toronto, it's a catchy hook. What did I miss? Which is relatable to all people. But of course, you know, he had to touch on his feud last year with Kendrick Lamar and some of the people that he considered his friends who were at the pop-out show and who have been, you know, playing Not Like Us for the world to hear and showing themselves dancing to it. And Drake took offense to that. And he let it be known again, right? He's been telling people for the past year.
So while Kendrick Lamar was having his fame, his moment for the Super Bowl halftime show, do you think Drake was behind the scenes kind of cooking this song up while all this was starting to go on? That's
Drake
what I feel like.
He's the petty king. So every single thing that had to do with Kendrick Lamar in the limelight, he was watching. His team is watching, and they're taking notes, putting names on the list, and thinking about how do we address this. And I think, you know, that moment for him last year was a time to go back to the drawing board and begin to plan methodically, which I think that was the one mistake he made during the whole back and forth was the strategy from Kendrick Lamar was A1 and Drake was just a step behind. And I think that was the biggest difference. I don't even think it was the music. I think it was just strategy. So I think he went back to the drawing board and he said, we're going to do this right. And we're going to do it methodically. And we're going to really press the issue. So I think he cooked up the song. I think he cooked up the rollout. He cooked up this alter ego of the Iceman. All of these things have been brewing for a long time. And now we get to watch it roll out in front of the whole world.
So when I first saw it, originally I saw the picture, he was wearing an Iceman bracelet. And I know, you know, Drake fans, of course, I don't know if there's a Taylor Swift Drake collab in the works. I don't know, but it was cool to see that he was wearing a friendship bracelet. And I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. I'm sure you've seen some of my content, but I thought it was really cool. And that was my very first thought. I was like, is Drake, is he like, I know you say he's the petty king and he knows what he's doing. He's always got stuff up his sleeve. He's got a great PR team, but I don't know, maybe a Taylor Swift Drake song on the way. That would be awesome, dude. Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. And I mean, of course, you had Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift. They had Bad Blood years ago, but I mean, Drake, Kendrick, Taylor Swift. I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be marketing genius by his part if he could get her on a song. That would be insane.
I think those two collaborated would break the internet. I think, you know, Taylor's obviously the biggest pop star. Drake is the biggest. I mean, rap is pop now, so he's the biggest pop star who's in the rap world and the hip hop space. So I think the two of them together would do some damage. I don't know if it'll happen, but I think it'll do some damage.
I think that I've listened to rap a really long time. You grew up in Harlem, you know way more about rap than I do, but I feel like now that the old style of rap, how it was, you got the 90s, of course, you had Biggie, Tupac, Nas, all those rappers back then. I'm sure I'm missing some names. There's probably underground guys as well, but now, like you said, rap is like pop. Like you don't really hear that hardcore rap like you used to. Like it's now they've pop and rap have they're combined. I feel like they've intertwined with one another. I don't know. I feel like most people now don't want to listen to. You're gonna have your diehard fans, but I feel like now that style of rap doesn't really excite people. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like I feel like more people would rather listen to Drake than they would Kendrick. That I know they both have huge fan bases. That's just how I feel about it. Like Kendrick Lamar's halftime show did not excite me. It really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the biggest talking points right now is because Drake is so crossover, people are critical of it because they question, does he belong to the culture? Is he from the culture? Is he of the culture? And I think that's been the biggest critique that many people have had of him, where you look at a Kendrick Lamar, where they say, we know where this guy came from start to finish. He's from this, he's of this, he's cut from this cloth. And even though Kendrick Lamar does have, crossover appeal as well, like he has Humble, he has songs with Taylor Swift, he has songs with Maroon 5. Drake,
Mhm.
I think, is a lot more palatable to mainstream America. So I think that's the stark contrast between the two of them is Drake touches on a lot of different places in the world that Kendrick doesn't.
Yeah.
And Drake's sound is a lot more mainstream than Kendrick's is, than really any rapper is, right? Because
Right.
there have been rappers who have been pop before. Like you look at Run DMC, LL Cool J, they
Yeah.
were rap stars and pop stars, right? When you talk about My Adidas and you talk about LL who crossed over into acting and who's been
Mhm.
on TV for like 25 years. But Drake is just the first to do it to this level.
Ice Cube,
Yeah, Ice Cube as
Snoop
well,
Dogg,
right? Ice
Snoop
T,
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg is the most popular rapper of all time, right? But Drake has just done it to a level where he's been so good at it that people are now questioning
Mhm.
who he is for a lot of different reasons, right or wrong, depending on what you believe. But people are questioning who he is because he's able to assimilate and able to walk through different doors that many rappers haven't been able to do before.
No, exactly agree with that. And that's the thing we're figuring out like one song with Drake is feels like rap, and then the next one, like this one here, what did I miss is like I feel like it's a whole group of music. It's like rap, it's like pop, it's like slow,
Mm-hmm.
it switches up. And of course, Drake loves calling people out. He just shouted out the Florida Gators. Her ass is all natty like Florida Gator, which I didn't think Drake would be shouting out the Florida Gators ever. But Drake's a big sports guy, even though he loses a lot of
Yes.
money sports betting. But I
Yeah.
didn't expect that. So that was cool to see. But yeah, just when you think like he's a marketing genius. He's just like Taylor Swift. He's just like who else some other names that are really good with marketing. Beyonce's really good with marketing. Justin Bieber, like
Yeah.
those huge names, they know exactly what they're doing. And of course Drake's always going to be relevant, but he figures, "Oh, I'll drop this song right now." No one's really talking about Kendrick Lamar like they were a few months ago. Now it's my turn. It's the summer. He's dropped summer albums before. Drake knows exactly what he's doing. He's a
Yeah.
genius. He really is.
Yeah, he's smart and he's good at what he does. Like I said, I think he really went to the drawing board with this one. So Kendrick Lamar right now is on tour.
Mhm.
So Kendrick's on his European leg of the tour. And if you remember how this whole thing started, the Like That verse drops when Drake is on tour with J. Cole.
Mhm.
So Drake wasn't really 100% focused walking into this conflict. And right now, Kendrick's focus is finishing out his tour strong. He's going all over the world.
Mhm.
It's one of the biggest tours of all time. It's definitely the biggest stadium tour of any rapper. So right now, Kendrick's mind has to be focused. He can't worry about what Drake is saying. So strategically for Drake, this is the right move, right? Now is the time to go on the offensive in the music worlds, right? It doesn't need to be a battle, but you need to
Right.
exert your dominance over the industry. So this is the way that he's going to do it.
And that's a great point as well. And the thing, what I think about it too, is like there's not a lot of big sports headlines going on right now. Of course, NBA Summer League, WNBA, whatever. Like football's not on right now. Basketball just finished. Hockey just finished. So Drake figures, all right, like people are bored on a Friday night or whatever. Like I'm gonna make a song, or I'm gonna drop a song where that's the summer song. That's the summer hit. Of course, you have
Mhm.
Sabrina Carpenter. She just dropped a song not too long ago. Um, I mean, but even like you just said, Kendrick Lamar's tour, I didn't even know Kendrick was on tour. I really didn't. And I keep up with
Mhm.
music to a certain extent as much as I can. But if it was that popular, people would be talking about it. I mean, obviously, right now, Love Island is dominating the headlines on every single
Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
I mean, you have NFL and NHL, NBA teams like posting pictures. WNBA teams are saying hot new bombshell. Like, so you're getting all that. But
Yes,
if
yeah.
you didn't tell me that Kendrick Lamar was on tour, I wouldn't have known. I know that Stephon Diggs and Cardi B look like they're on the way out because I read the headline. But
Mhm.
Kendrick's not like, I love Kendrick Lamar. I've said this countless times to people. He's very popular, yes, but he's not as mainstream, I feel like, as Drake or Taylor
Mhm.
Swift or that level. I don't know. That's just how I feel. And people are going to call me crazy. Listen, his collab with SZA was great. I fucking love Kendrick's music. I think it's great. But I don't think he's on the level of a, like, let's compare, for example, like Ronaldo's like Drake. I feel like Messi's not like Kendrick because Messi's in a whole other category.
Mhm.
But like maybe like a player that's really really good in their respective sport, but they're not as marketable or they're not as on a high level like Drake is, for like how Drake is like with Ronaldo. That's just how I feel. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're making a good analogy there, right? So Drake, I would really, even though they're not getting along right now, I would have likened
Right.
to a LeBron James, right?
Yep.
The biggest in his industry. And
Let's
Kendrick
say
Lamar,
Kevin
go ahead.
Durant is like Kendrick Lamar. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that
Yeah,
there we go. That's how I feel. If you,
Kendrick, I would say Kevin Durant, or I would even say a Kawhi Leonard, right? Where when
yep.
he's out there,
Hmm.
he's dominant and you see it. But the biggest critique about Kendrick Lamar a lot of the time is he doesn't put out enough music. We don't hear from him on social media unless it's time to roll out music. So
Hmm.
that's Kawhi to me. When Kawhi's out there, you know this is one of the best guys in the world, right?
Maybe a Jokic.
That too, right?
Hmm.
Champion MVP, not a regular season MVP, but a finals MVP, right? That matters.
Yeah,
And he did it twice. While Drake is always there, which is like a
always.
LeBron, always there, right? Name is always mentioned. In
Yeah.
terms of the numbers, Drake is LeBron, right? The most
Hmm.
number ones from a rap artist ever. He's about to challenge Michael Jackson for the most number one hits ever. In terms of the sales, Drake is the biggest, right? But people still critique LeBron and people will still critique Drake. So no one's beyond critique.
No, nobody's beyond
Yeah.
critique, but I mean, in my opinion, I don't. I think, like you said, the biggest music or pop star, but right now, I think the biggest music star in the world is Taylor Swift. I don't think you can even argue that. I don't even
Mhm.
know how you would argue that, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
mean,
mean, I
everything
think,
she does, it's just Drake's Drake, but Taylor's a whole different level. I mean, she just bought back her masters, for crying out loud. I mean, when you sit there and you go, mm, no, she's. I don't think anybody touches her, and
yeah,
how
I
much
mean,
money she's worth too. Drake's, of course, just up there with her as well. But like I said, imagine if we could get that collab. That'd be crazy.
yeah. The fan base with Taylor Swift, the Swifties are they're
Whew.
not playing around.
No, that's a
That's dead
that's a
serious.
fan base that you do not want to. I mean, listen, they have receipts from when she feel like she just came out of the womb. That's how much they. I
Yeah.
mean, everything gets taken out of context with that. I mean, how much she's shown on TV, or how much she's shown during the sports games, where she
Hmm.
walks, where she goes, how many locations she's visited. Like Drake has his level of fame, of course, but Beyonce does. Bieber, not like her. I mean, she has an army like waiting behind her,
Hmm.
like the cavalry of just friendship bracelets with T-shirts and merch, and